Dude, let's go.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Untamed Outdoorsmen. Today we are back unboxing the newest rod that we're going to be adding to my rod and reel arsenal. So this is one that I've kind of wanted for a while. You guys have seen all of our rods, you've been subscribed to us for a while. Every year we've done rod and reel arsenal videos. We are actually going to be doing one very, very soon here in the next couple of weeks. By the time you guys are watching this video, it's probably already made. But we make that every year. We're planning on making that very soon, but I did want to make a separate video because we like to unbox all the rods we get on the channel. We've done it multiple times, and this video is no exception. So this rod is my new Chatterbait rod. So my old one was a Cash-In Icon Chatterbait rod. It was a Chatterbait specific rod. So many people love that rod. It's got great reviews on it. A lot of people really like it, and I liked it as well. But that rod, for some reason, gave me so many problems. The glue on the rod completely failed to the point where I could hold the reel and I could spin the rod in a 360 direction because the glue was so worn. The eyes were popping out, and it got warranted, and they sent me a new one. And everything that hadn't failed before it got warranted, everything else failed on it. So, you know, all the good parts of the rod, when it got shipped out to get warranted, failed, and all the parts that got warranted were still good. So I just decided that, you know, it was going to be easier to just buy a new rod, go into a different brand, and we're going to be sticking to my favorite rod brand in the industry, and that's Dobyns. So Pete loves his Ducket rods. He swears by them. I feel the same way about Dobyns rods. Dobyns rods are my, forte. This is my personal favorite brand. I've got so many that I've lost count. But I'm going to get this out. This is the Dobyns 733 Sierra. I'm going to get this out of the packaging here because it's going to be very difficult to get out of the packaging in this room. We'll get right back to you. Okay, so this is my new to me Dobyns 733 Sierra. So this rod is a 7'3", one piece, obviously, medium heavy, fast action. That's what it says on the actual labeling here. They actually are pretty descriptive with their labeling on the back of the rods. They always have been. But this rod is pretty unique specifically for chatterbaits. So what separates this rod from me is the Dobyns Sierra rods tend to be a much slower action tip than they advertise. So like I said, this is a medium heavy power with a fast action tip. In reality, this is going to cast like a medium heavy, moderate action tip, which is perfect for me for chatterbaits specifically. Because what happens with chatterbaits is, chatterbaits, when you're fishing them, the bass tend to short strike chatterbaits. And what happens is, and I do this a lot, is I set the hook way too quickly on fish. And that's where a fast action tip might hurt you, is when you're setting that hook really fast, you might rip the bait right out of the fish's mouth because he didn't even get time to actually bite down on it. So that's where this actually moderate action tip might come in handy, because when you set the hook on it, it's going to take out that extra bit of time, that little bit more time than average, to set the hook on that fish and get a proper hook set compared to a fast action tip. When you have a fast action tip, you set that hook, you're going to set it really fast. When you have that moderate action, it gives you a little bit more time for that fish to bite down on that chatterbait, so you can get that equally good hook set, which is perfect for me because I tend to, the second I feel a bite, I'm setting the hook on as fast as I possibly can. And I'm working on that, but this is going to help me get more hook sets on fish because of that slower action tip, which is exactly what I want. So again, this is perfect for chatterbaits. I'll get some close-up angles for you guys. So we're going to go from the bottom of the rod all the way to the top. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to deal with this room. But you have the split cork handle here, which I like split handles. I'm not a fan of full cork handles. I do have a full cork Dobyns Caden frog rod, which is fine for that application, but I prefer split corks for the majority of things. Split cork design, so this is interesting. So compared to the Caden had a lot more texture on the rod. It was a much more texturized rod compared to this one. This one is a much smoother finish on it, which is perfect. So the Dobyns coloring is gray on this one. The Caden was red. The Champion was blue. The Fury was green. This one's gray. Kind of like a camouflage gray too, which is pretty cool. You got this really nice design on the bottom of the rod. It's like almost like a honeycomb design, or more like a diamond design on the bottom of the rod here. You have a Fuji reel seat, which I love. I love the Fuji reel seats. You have the Fish to Win logo right there, which is pretty cool. They always have that on their rods. But yeah, this is going to go great. Probably the most popular chatterbait rod for Dobyns is the 734C chatterbait rod, which is basically the same exact Sierra, but in a 7.3 heavy action as opposed to the medium heavy for this one. The main reason I didn't go with a heavy over a medium heavy was because, in all honesty, you know, the heaviest bait that I'm going to throw for a chatterbait is most likely going to only be a 1/2 ounce. That is the heaviest chatterbait that I have ever thrown, probably the heaviest chatterbait I will ever throw. We're up in New England here, so the vegetation is not anywhere near what it is in like Florida and things like that. So I don't need to ever throw a 3/4 ounce chatterbait. 1/2 ounce is the heaviest I will ever go. So for my needs and for my application, I did not see the reason to go for a heavy action. You know, some people like having that extra hook set power. This is gonna do perfectly fine. The heavy action is nice, but you know, I didn't feel the need for that. I just felt like this medium heavy was a perfect balance between sensitivity, staying lightweight, while also having good hook sets. So I think this would be perfect. And I'm going to be pairing this with a Daiwa Tatula SV 6.3:1 gear ratio reel. I've had that reel forever, and it's going to be staying with me. It's going to be staying on this combo here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our little talk about this new rod that I got, the 733 Sierra. This is going to be a rod that you will see a lot this upcoming fishing season. We're actually getting pretty close to the start of the fishing season here, guys. We're not that far away. It'll be here before we know it. I am planning on starting in late March. 50-50 chance we'll even catch fish, but that's fine. But yeah, guys, so like I said, we're going to be doing a full rod and reel arsenal with my complete rod and reel arsenal and Pete's complete rod and reel arsenal. We're going to go in depth on every single one, spending anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, going fully in depth on every single rod that we have, because so many of you ask about it. So we're going to be doing something like that again this year. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely stay tuned for seeing this rod in action here in the next couple of months. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the fishing season. Thank you.